I'd like to call this meeting to order, please. At this time, I would like to ask Superintendent Edison to lead us in our prayer.
Father, we just thank you, Lord, for your grace and mercy. We just thank you, Lord, for allowing us to be here tonight. Lord, we just thank you, Lord, for the work that we do. Thank you for our students, our teachers. Look forward to great participation, Lord, the things that we want to hear and learn today. And thank you, Lord, for the leaders that we have here and the future leaders that you're raising up. Just give us wisdom, direction, everything that we say is in here tonight. May you find it pleasing and honorable. In Christ's name.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Mr. Edison. At this time, are there any changes to the agenda?
Only addition to number 9, Kelly Nutt. She's going to assistant individual manager. And then on the agenda, we're going to ask that we pull D1I. Right under the personal
Thank you very much. Do I hear a motion to adopt our agenda?
So moved. Second.
I have a motion and a second. Are there any questions? All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes to adopt the agenda. At this time, we would like to welcome all of our many visitors, and it's fabulous to see a great crowd and students and teachers and guests. Thank you very, very much for being here, and principals, and it's great to have this many. We love having you all. Would anyone like to address the board at this time? If not, then we will move on to item D, our CDE presentation.
Good evening, Mr. Superintendent, Madam Chairman, and members of the board.
Good evening.
It's good to be here tonight and have so many with us. But before we get started, I want not my young folks, okay, but I want those of us that are working to think back just a little bit. Think back to the year 2000, all right? Or if you're like me, maybe you can even think back to like 1980. Think back and think about what you were planning for your career to be. Did you know what it was going to be? Did you change your mind along the way? I want you to know that thinking about careers today is a lot different than it was when we were thinking about it. Our students are sitting in classes right now, and we're trying to prepare them for careers that probably don't even exist. So when we were just going back to the year 2000 alone, I want to give you a few careers that exist today that did not exist in the year 2000. A blogger, a finance analyst, a digital marketing expert, hydrologist, an app developer, a virtual assistant. Virtual assistants, they make pretty good money, I looked that up. Somebody call it SEO specialist. Now I had to study that one because I didn't know what an SEO was. But I bet we all have experienced it, because the job of this person is to increase the search optimization of a website. So think about Google and what Google does to increase the search optimization of their website. We love that, right? A solar panel installer, reconstructive surgery 3D specialist. See a little bit of 3D printing tonight. A robotic clinical documentation specialist. You know, you think about Alexa, play blah blah. So here we go with the documentation of clinical, medical, whatever. That's who's going to be doing it. Somebody's got to create and design that. Our world and our workforce demands have changed dramatically. And, we went for years, Miss Beach and myself, and, we went for years and things were the same. But these guys are growing up and trying to train when things are changing more rapidly than we can even keep up with. That's part of our challenge in education. So we're working hard to try to keep up with those changes. And we work with our stakeholders and our business partners. On January 28th, we actually had 48 people come and sit down with us, and we talked about all of our CTE programs. And Mr. Edison will share with you, and maybe you already have a copy of it, a list of some of those programs that we have. The state of Florida has just reviewed over 300 programs. Some of them are being daggered, some of them are being changed because they no longer meet the workforce demand. So our goal is to ensure that our CTE programs are providing the instruction, the experience, and the multiple exit pathways so students can be successful beyond high school. We don't have time to feature all of our CTE programs tonight. You'll be able to review those in the book if you weren't with us on January 28th. But we do have students, which is always the best part of tonight. It is CTE month, as our slide indicates. And so we celebrate CTE all the time. But the National CTE month is February. And so we're going to start with a presentation from Cheekman High School. And their teacher, Christina Smith, is here. And the students will introduce themselves, and Ms. Smith told me they're going to be doing all the talking, so I will let them do that. And then following them, Williston High School, middle school students under the direction of Natalie Cooney will have some students talk a little bit about agriculture and livestock, I believe, FFA week. And then secondary, the high school ag teachers are here. Austin Skipper and Travis Berkdahl back there, and their students are going to talk to us about meat and meat grades and quality. Lots of conversations we could have about meat tonight, but I'll let them do that. Hopefully we won't go into genetically created meat through 3D, whatever, biotechnology kind of things. All right, so we'll turn the platform over to the ladies, and y'all can introduce yourself. Oops, I almost told you your stuff, didn't I? Sorry. And introduce yourselves, and then y'all can take on.
Good evening, Lady County School Board. We are students from Chiefland Middle High School and are currently enrolled in the school's Graphic Design Academy. I am Angela Porras, and I am in Digital Design too. I am also the president of FBLA.
I am Margarita Ramos, and I am in the class of Digital Design 1. I am the class secretary of the FBLA.
And in the back is Alicia Jones. Today we are here presenting to you in celebration of Career and Technical Education Month. The Academy of Graphic Arts helps to prepare students for their after-high school careers. It's a 4-year program that helps build up skills vital for the graphic design world. Courses include DIT, Digital Design 1, 2, and 3. Here on the screen you can see some of the careers that require an understanding of graphic design. Some benefits of the Career Academy are hands-on activities that help build a better understanding of the business world, certifications in Adobe programs, and work-based learning.
FBLA is our business club organization run by students and assisted by our advisor, Ms. Christina Smith.
Congratulations to the following students in FBLA who qualified to compete in FBLA state competitions. Students will be attending the district awards ceremony on February 21st and attend the FBLA state convention on March 12th through the 15th.
Here are some pictures of our FBLA members, a part of our Business Academy organization.
These are some of our class projects.
Students learn to save, open, export file formats, and file management tools using Paint, learning how to insert images in PowerPoint and apply animation, transitions, and sound, integrating with writing skills.
Here are some of our fireworks skills. We have paste inside, animated banners, text-to-pack, and drawing a picture of a poem. This is actually my first animation I made with my friend Jamie.
And this is our Pride Publishing banner, A Business with Class. Here are some samples of students' Photoshop skills.
Art and design skills include creating a movie poster and magazine cover.
Here, a student designed a Power Magazine project using InDesign.
Students pictured here have recently earned their industry certifications for InDesign.
Here, students had to use their Illustrator skills to create a remake of a picture and turning text into the animals they typed. This here is a chameleon. We have a manta ray and a dragon.
Students pictured here have recently earned their industry certifications for Illustrator. In fact, that's me.
Here are some samples of animations made by students using their Flash skills.
Students pictured here have recently earned their industry certifications for Flash.
Here, students learn career shadowing skills to figure out their future careers. Here, Digital Design 2 student Michael Willoughby's career shadows Cross City Lumber on February 6th.
Here's Digital Design 2 student Jasmine and Aslan career shadowing Herd Health and Office Management.
Some job skills students gain at Chiefland Middle High School include finding the career of their choice, filling out job applications, typing a resume and a letter of application, and preparing for an interview.
Students shown here practice interviewing questions to be prepared for interviews in their future.
Digital Design 1 students here practice their interviewing skills by mocking an interview. This is first period, and this is sixth period.
Students at Chiefland Middle High School are participating in a competition for Google called Doodle for Google. This event, run by Google, which has students create a new logo for Google based on the topic given. And this year, the topic is kindness. The winning student earns a $20,000 scholarship and $50,000 for their school. Do any of you recognize this logo? Critter Camp logo was created by Amanda Fields, a Chiefland 2017 graduate, as a class project. Her design was chosen and is located just outside of Trenton towards Newberry.
The two students shown on the right attended the InDesign workshop at Santa Fe College over the summer and earned 3 credits for InDesign. One of them has also went to another workshop for Illustrator and gained an additional 3 credits for Adobe Illustrator.
A special thank you to Sydney Mayburn, a student in Miss Smith's Digital Design 3 class. Sydney designed the new Levy County Career and Technical Education logo.
Miss Kelly Barnes needed a new logo for her Swanee event, Swine on the Swanee Jackpot Show.
And the winner of the project making was Truett Talent.
Pictured here are students in Digital Design 1. They created family calendars to give as gifts on Christmas time.
My Career Shines is an online education and career planning system that gives you the tools you need to build a foundation for lifelong career success. You'll learn what your interests, skills, competence, and work values are and how to apply them to a career plan for your future. This website also helps you with real-world skills, such as how to write resumes and cover letters, how to research employers, and how to prepare for job interviews. You can even create an electronic profile that you may choose to share online with prospective colleges and employers. This is an example of my e-profile. The documents I've saved in my e-profile will be available to me for the rest of my life. Florida Ready to Work is an employee credentialing program that tests and scores job skills and work habits. It gives job seekers a competitive edge, a credential that proves to employers that they have the right skills and the right attitude for the job. For employers, it takes the guesswork out of hiring, saving time and money. Florida Ready to Work is sponsored by the state of Florida, so there is no cost for employers or job seekers to participate in the program. Students can earn certificates that are platinum, gold, silver, and bronze. Students also earn a soft skills certificate. Pictured on the screen are my platinum credential for Florida Ready to Work and my soft skills certification.
Moving on, our school has a student-run business with class, Pride Publishing. Pride Publishing is a business that has been created by our CMHS Business Academy students to apply real-world skills in a working environment. Students who are a part of the business use printing tools such as our 44-inch poster printer, 3D printers such as that Dremel Dare to Dream printer, an 8.5 by 11-inch color printer, and a photo booth to meet others' printing needs. Creating a micro-society within the walls of CMHS is exciting for our school, our students, and our community.
Pictured here are some students working on some business projects.
Here are some examples of our posters and banners created and printed by students with our 44-inch large format printer.
Shown here are some fat heads that we made for a volleyball tournament.
Here are some examples of our students' designed and printed 3D objects using our Dremel Dare to Dream 3D printer.
If you look to your right, you'll see our 3D printer in action. It's currently printing CTE keychains that were designed using our 3D software, Tinkercad. Chiefland Middle High School has received the GE Additive Grant on September 22nd, 2017. Students will use the 3D printer for the student-run business called Pride Publishing. From today until April 1st, 2020, GE Additive will be accepting applications.
Students here learn how to create 3D keychains using Photoshop CS6.
Here are some samples of keychains made by students. The price of these keychains vary from $1 to $5.
And now we add an 8-in-1 multifunctional printer that prints t-shirts, caps, mouse pads, cups, and plates.
Here, students of Chiefland Middle High School have earned their industry certifications in Flash, InDesign, and Illustrator. We are both excited and proud to be a part of the CMHS Graphic Design Academy.
This presentation was brought to you by the students in FBLA and the CMHS Graphic Design Academy. Special thanks to the Levy County School Board, Carol Jones, CTE Coordinator, Matthew McClellan, the CMHS Principal, Mickey Ebert, the CHS Assistant Principal, and Jennifer Briggs, the CMS Assistant Principal.
Special thank you for taking time to listen to our presentation. Now we have a gift for each of you. Brad Etheridge,
He's not here.
Cameron Aswell, tape broken?
Pretty cool. I'll make that with your 3D printer?
Chris
Pretty
Miller,
awesome.
Ashley Clemente, Carol Jones, Jeffrey Edison.
Sure, it's awesome. You have a scene? Brad can't come, you don't get the present.
Good job, guys.
This is awesome, that's cool, thank you.
Yes, very good.
How long does it take?
Well,
Depends on the size.
you'll see tonight, I mean, this has been running since right before we
3D
started.
printed from our
And they're making the small CTE one right now that Angela has. So, you'll see, that's why it's running, so y'all see the process.
Just, Kara, maybe this question is for you, or maybe this is for Ms. Smith there. How many industry certifications?
This year, the illustrator, I had 26, 100% of them passed that class. And then I had about 52, probably 3/4 of those students passed the first time. And they had 3 chances to take it, so we're still doing it. And then we're doing one more. We're probably going to be doing Flash next, because they're not going to no longer have Flash certification. They're going to go to Adobe Premiere Pro. So I'm thinking just both of them will be doing Flash to get that certification as well.
Y'all have questions for the students?
So you guys sell your signs that you make? I mean, do you sell them like to sponsors for sporting? You know, business about business.
We do have a brochure.
Well, there was a question about how long the 3D printing takes, and Ms. Ramos, I think, knew the answer to that. You were saying,
Depending on the size, it would take between 30 minutes to a couple of hours.
all right, thank you.
Yeah, very nice. That was an excellent presentation, girls. Thank you very, very much.
Just a comment about CTE and digital design and all these certifications. And it makes a difference in the lives of our kids. My daughter, she graduated, I think, 2007.
Yes.
She, at the University of Florida, she applied for an internship in Washington, D.C. And what separates you, what makes you different? Well, in her application was all the industry certifications she made or earned while she was in high school. And that's what got her the job in Washington, D.C. was the experience that she had learned as part of her school today. And so that's what makes the difference. And the education, it's a little bit more than all these ABCs, 1, 2, 3. So appreciate you.
And I'm glad to know about their business. I think that's great. I'll definitely take you up. And
Yeah,
I'll be
the
up there and get something. Yes, that's nice. I'm impressed.
All right, middle school, we have Ms. Dola, Ms. Cheryl, right? All right.
Hi, my name is Savannah Giros, and I'm your Wilson Middle FFA president.
And I'm Grace Dola, your Wilson Middle Vice President.
Our FFA goal for this year is being better every day in FFA, in our classrooms, in CDEs and LDEs. Our slogan that we picked is pursuing perfection. Our middle school decided to put it on our middle school chapter shirt. Our dates for FFA week are February 24th to the 28th.
The purpose of the FFA week is to celebrate FFA. One of our school activities is having breakfast for teachers and students on Monday the 24th at 7:45 to 8:30 a.m. We will hope to see some of y'all there to join us.
One of our community activity and service projects is Stock the Station. We are from Monday to Thursday, we are collecting water, candy, snacks, pens, notepads, and hand sanitizers for the Wilson Fire and Rescue Department and the Police Department. We will be delivering those on Thursday. We also have Fresh from Florida at Wilson Elementary School on Thursday. We will be taking students from our school to do presentations to teach the younger kids about what it is like to be an ag and what FFA is all about.
We're also going to have a state officer, Lauren Roberts from Trenton, to come into Miss Cooey's classroom and to stay there all day and to teach the kids all about ag and FFA.
From the past experiences with Ms. Lauren Roberts, she has been so inspiring to our students about CDEs, LDEs, and teaching us very good learning experiences. We are excited to celebrate our FFA members and their accomplishments. We hope to see you all at any of our events during our FFA week. Thank you. If you have any further questions, you can contact one of our advisors below on your agenda.
Thank you.
Mr. Gerald, I just want to know, how do you fit everything in your time, especially now that I understand that we're in the presence of royalty? So, would you like to tell us what you recently competed in?
I competed in Junior Miss Williston and won for their 2025.
I have a dumb question that you may not know the answer to. When I was in school in FFA week was the week of President's Day. And they have since moved it to because that was Washington's birthday. They have since moved it to the week of more important man's birthday. And I'm assuming that's because of, but I don't know if y'all knew why they moved it. Anybody know why they moved it? I mean, they dropped the whole future farmers and everything. Maybe they said, forget George Washington and go with. So if anyone is around that FFA week, that's somebody's birthday week.
I will break it, Melissa.
She needs it.
Thank you. Thank you very much for presenting and coming to the meeting tonight. That's great.
Yeah, we do. We do have another group that we'll talk about. These are some animal science students. And so this is kind of a twofold thing, I'm pretty sure, between animal science and the meat judging contest. You know, meat judging and livestock judging are so competitive. And Williston has a very long and rich history with both of those contests, but in particular, meat judging, I know. So we'll probably all be hungry, but maybe we will learn some valuable information as consumers as we join and have these guys.
That means no samples is what you're
No,
saying.
no, there won't be any samples.
Wow, look at y'all. Wow.
Good job.
We have a way to heat that up.
You got the grill, you got the time. So it is my honor and privilege to introduce the Williston Senior Meats Evaluation Team. These donning the standard meats judging attire here, hard hat and a frock. But last Friday they attended the state fair for the contest's first ever preliminary event. We've had too many teams compete over the years, and so now they've decided to narrow the field. And the scores came back yesterday, and these individuals actually placed first overall in the state of Florida. This right here was actually our high individual all over the state of Florida. So without further ado, I'll leave it to Ms. Eschbach.
Hi, I'm Chase Eschbach, member of the Williston High School meat judging team. So basically, we do like retail ID, wholesale cuts, carcasses, and we like grade them based on like USDA quality. It's a long, cold contest. You're in a freezer for like 3 hours. So yeah, it's pretty cold, but it's a fun time, and we really enjoy it, and we do well in it. So Adam has a placing class here, which is kind of an example of what we do, and he's going to place it for you and give you his verbal reasoning on why he did it.
So this is about half the contest. It's called placing classes. So we do this, she said, for the retail cuts, which is what you're looking at right now, the primal cuts, and then the entire carcass we have to grade. But for this one, when you're looking at retail cuts, such as beef rib, high steak, dry cookery, from the rib, you want to look for the quality, which is where you see the intermuscular fat right around here. And that's where these ones are kind of sort of lacking. As you can tell by the different tray color, when we pick these up at Winn-Dixie, these ones were about half the price as these ones, even though they're more weight. So this is more of your Mexican beef. This is the good stuff. And then so this would be your clear top there. Yeah, these are your cookies. And this is
This is more of a chew. It's not, yeah.
not good. So
Marinate and grill.
marinate and grill. So here's your top pair, obviously from the intermuscular fat, and then your bottom pair would be here. And then when you look for your middle pair, it's really where it gets tight. I would call this one your second best, so that your top up the middle, and then probably that one bottom of the middle. So it works out. This one is 1, 2, 3, 4. It goes in that order. 4, 3, 2, 1 is the best. So then that's probably about half the contest, and I guess we're pretty good at it.
Do you prefer the sex bomb?
Do you agree with him or
agree
no?
with him, or are you? What do you
Yeah.
know?
Call them out.
I would grade this one higher than this one, just because of the outside and the rib eye. But he is better at it than me, so
You stepped out there, be strong with it, so.
No, but it would have been that.
If you had to eat it, which one would you pick out the cookie?
Because it has more meat on it, that's more fat.
What about you, sister?
So these two we got for us, and we can leave these.
You won't learn it that
Oh my God. You can have these. How long have you been doing meats, Judge?
I've only been doing it for 2 years.
I've
Okay.
been doing this for 6 or 8 years.
Yeah, and he's one state.
And we want to say most of an hour. Hopefully we can do it again this year.
So, does practice mean you go to Winn-Dixie and look at state?
Sometimes.
I mean, and that seems stupid, but I mean, seriously, or do you go up to the university and check them out up
We go to
there?
the meat lab sometimes.
What all different kind of meats do you judge?
Oh, beef, pork, and lamb.
What's the toughest stuff?
Toughest to do.
Yes.
A lot of times, because the pork is, you just look at the ratio of lean meat to fatty meat. So that can be tough, it's more subjective, but on a beef cut like this, sometimes, like between these two, we just disagree, so it's a tough.
What about, I've heard people saying about lamb because we don't see much around here that is tough.
We definitely don't see as much land.
They sell it at Publix, but not.
Y'all did an excellent job. Congratulations on winning. We are super proud of the way you represented Lee County. Thank you.
Great job.
Good job.
So who knows, we might have a future meat inspector in here or a 3D specialist or.
So I have a question that I wanted to hear from everyone. So we'll go with my chief list of people first. So Ms. Angela Perez, where are you at? There you are. What's your career goal? Or do you
My
have any?
career goal is actually to be an anesthesiologist.
Anesthesiologist, all right, good deal. Marguerite?
To be a biomedical engineer.
Ms. Alicia?
Mine is to be a CEO of my own makeup company.
CEO of your own entrepreneur, we like that. Ms. Savannah?
I want to be a veterinarian.
Ms. Dole?
I want to become a geneticist or nutritionist for cattle.
Okay, good deal. Ms. Eschbaum, go with you, ladies first. What about you?
I want to become a critical care nurse.
Girl food care nurse, very good. That judges meat and knows how to. Goes hand in hand, so.
She's just trying again, or?
I want to be a Florida Gator.
Mr. Sistrunk, there's nothing better, you know that, so I echo that, so, good deal. And you'll be a fireman at that, so.
That's great. Great career choices.
You know, there's a lot of overlap between our agriculture students and our health science students. It's really interesting. I attended CF's nursing graduation the other day. We had 4 students graduate from Levy County from the nursing program, and one of them was one of the floricultures on the state floriculture team that actually is graduated as a RN the other night from Williston. And then the other 3 were Health Academy students, but there is so much overlap, isn't there? So I want to thank our administrators for being here tonight. Mr. Smith, thank you so much for coming with your students and for our parents. You know, we couldn't do this without you. You are the backbone of what makes our job so much better. So we appreciate you being here tonight. Do y'all have any questions?
Yes. Can you talk about, I know this is CTE, but there's another, an acronym that we deal with, it's called CDE.
Correct.
Can you talk about this, because I made a recommendation a couple days ago to the board, and the board added another CDE unit. And that was Hispanic Families who serves Williston and CDE now. Can you talk about that?
Yes, CDE stands for Cooperative Diversified Education. And so any student that has participated in a CTE program is eligible to participate in CDE, which means they get to leave campus and go to work. And so we try to place students, we do place students in a job that relates to their CTE coursework in some way, shape, or form. But it's a great opportunity for our students to actually get those valuable, work-based learning opportunities. Ms. Flemings and Ms. Barnes do a phenomenal job reaching out to our business partners, working with our students. They visit those students on the job. They visit with the employer. And we work to try to build more partnerships because, as you know, and I know there's probably somebody sitting here thinking, we don't do enough. And we can't offer every career and technical education program. And the reality is, we can't offer some of those traditional vocational programs that you think about from maybe when you were in school, masonry, automotive. You know, those are programs that are very restrictive for us to offer anymore in a high school situation. Most of those programs have actually moved on to what we used to call the technical centers, but now they're called colleges, technical colleges. Because they are not affordable, we can't put 150 students in an automotive program. We just can't do it. And that's what it takes to generate the FTE to pay for a program and a teacher's salary. CTE is weighted even, dead even, with an English class, a math class, a science class. Used to, it was weighted 3 times more, but that is no longer true. So in order to try to help students who are interested in some of those more traditional programs, we have 2 teachers that are working that community and that are reaching out to help find places for our students to go to work. And either they stay there as a long-term employee after they graduate from high school, or that employer actually provides assistance for them to go on and get additional training. Spans Heating and Air last year reached out, worked with one of our students over the summer, over spring break, was going to hire that student. The student ended up choosing a different path, but they were willing to pay for that student to go through that apprenticeship program. So we work with Santa Fe on that. We've got some students at Bronson that will be meeting with the apprenticeship director. But you know, again, that's another hard sell for students because that means they go to work all day and go to school all night. And they are still young. So not every student is ready to do that. You just have to find the right students and the right jobs. And that's the value of our CDE program. We have 152 students right now across the county that are in, I think that's what Kelly told us the other night. Is that number right? Ms. Clemens told us that the other night. I might be wrong. It might be a little high, but it might not be. I'm not good at numbers. I always say that, don't I? I apologize. I'm not good at numbers. But I do have some numbers that the smart people gave me, Mr. Bennett and Ms. Deborah. Right now, these are duplicate, of course, because some of these students are in 2 programs. They're sitting in ag, but they're also in healthcare. They're sitting in ag, but they're also in a business class. But right now, that enrollment is 1,042 students that are sitting in a CTE class.
And again, the CTE classes benefit you way much farther than the high school.
Absolutely. And we have, we're real lucky, members of our audience, we're really lucky that we have a school board that believes and supports career technical education. Our CTE teachers can tell you when they're in meetings with other districts, that other districts are jealous of the support that we get from our school board. So we're fortunate. Our students and our teachers are very fortunate to have that support.
And the employers are very fortunate to have the students.
Right.
Because I have a really good one, and I'm very proud of him and training him. He just does everything.
It's wonderful. You know what's really nice is we put those students to work in a paying job, and they're already paying into the Social Security, and they're building that history of employment, right? Which is a really good thing, because the longer I work, if it's still available, I'm going to be optimistic, but the longer I work and pay into the Social Security system, the better off I'm going to be later when I do reach a retirement age. Mr. Witt?
Cooperative diversified education, where technical education, are they different?
No, so not really. It's just like we have a digital design program that's part of our career and technical education. Cooperative diversified education is also another program underneath that whole CTE umbrella. So we have ag biotech, we have nursing assistant, we have animal science, we have digital design, we have CDE. Those are all programs. So I think, like I said, Mr. Edison is going to reference it a little bit, but you all also received like maybe a 6-page document that has all of the CTE programs that we offer. I don't have listed in there the CTE programs that our students do at the College of Central Florida. We have students from across the county that do the welding program at the College of Central Florida, Levy Jack Wilkerson Center, and we have students who do the ENT program at the College of Central Florida. So again, that's another tough one, because the students go to school all day, and then that EMT program is 4 nights a week with 50 hours on Saturdays riding ambulance, So again, you're asking a student, that's a senior year, that's a lot to think about. And so students sometimes have to make choices, which is fun,
I was going to piggyback on Ms. Brookings' comment about having an employee in the CDE program. I have a child in the CDE program, and it has been wonderful, and here is why. And nobody wants to admit this, but I will admit this. Until that kid got in that CDE program, he had no concept of money. It just appears. He had no and this sounds terrible, but it's the truth. Until he was in the CDE program and he was working for his own money and doing his own thing, if 5 of his buddies wanted to load up in his car and drive to Miami, Florida, cool, let's go. Doesn't matter what it costs, doesn't matter. Daddy got it. Well, then he realized it takes an hour worth of sweat and aggravation and whatever I'm told to do to get $9 before taxes. And then when taxes get a hold of you, oh Lord, it's like $7. It has been an eye-opening experience. It has also helped on some other basic things that we don't think about. We do not have a class, we have a math class, but we don't have a class that teaches how to balance a checkbook. He had to learn out how to figure out how to balance a checkbook. He needed that lesson. It taught him that. It also taught him some interesting things about how to deal with people. He was a shy person. He now deals with people. He's made connections with people. He's learning things. But to me, the coolest part of him working here, and I'm sure this works across the board with all of them, and I'm sure Ms. Brookins does this, his bosses want to know what his grades are, want to know how he's doing. And they have no problem looking at him and going, boy, that ain't gonna cut it. So it's like he's got 4 more parents on him all the time. And it's made he'd be embarrassed that I told you this, but it made a much better kid out of my son. And as a parent, I think it's great. As a school board member, I know it's great, but as a parent, I think it's awesome.
It's amazing to watch the students grow that are working. And we have students, Ms. Clemens did a wonderful job last year with a student who wanted to be in CDE but could not because the grades were not good, the behavior had not been good, and we couldn't take a chance putting that child out there to work until they could prove that they could represent Williston High School. And so, you know, and Ms. Clemens met with the student, Ms. Clemens was monitoring grades, Ms. Clemens was monitoring behavior, you know, even though she really wasn't even in CDE yet. You know, so those are some things that I think help our students do. They grow so much once they go to work. And you guys employ people, you know how hard it is to find somebody to go to work? You can drive up and down the road, there's a help wanted signs everywhere. People, you know, to build that work ethic, while we have the opportunity to mold and shape them, is really powerful. Really powerful.
I forgot something else that's amazing that has happened with my child. It's going to be recorded so she'll find out I said this. Half his bloodline is Yates, which means whatever time you're supposed to be somewhere, we're going to be 30 to an hour late. This kid was late everywhere at that job. He ain't never late again. Asbel kicked in at that point. His weak earth side, Yates Williston blood was him. Right, he'd run late. That's actually sort of religion in blood.
I'll kind of piggyback off Mr. Asbell's comments. So I'm pretty fortunate. So we've got kind of a wide base, and so I've got one that's on a track that's going to college. So I've got one that is a Bronson Middle High School junior that is employed by Miss Brookins at the gathering table. Does CDE for 2 periods a day, and did not really want much about school. So he's doing the welding program at night. So he goes to school all day, so until 6th period, and then comes home and has about an hour and a half break before he heads to Fannin Springs and is there till 9 o'clock at night. And it's been a very, very positive experience for him because he's one that he wasn't on the college track. He wants to work with his hands, and Ms. Perkins has given him a lot of responsibility, and it's been an excellent thing. So both of those things. So Mr. Terry, CDE is a kid that goes to work. That's the work side. The CTE is the actual education side that he's
In the classroom.
in the classroom. So to answer, I think the question that you had with him earlier.
I look at it
a long way.
I look at it as an apprenticeship type program.
It is. And I'll echo also, between the job and between welding, and obviously just growing up and getting a little bit of those hormones out of the way, so and things. So some of these things are what really makes our students grow. And I'll be the first to say that the cream of our crop are in those blue and gold jackets, our FBLA people, so our HOSA kids. Those are kids that are excelling for us. And not only are they excel in those programs, but I think academically also they excel. So, and it's because of good advisors, good parents, good principals. So, and couldn't do it without all those people. And we're pretty lucky to have this girl.
Yes. Thank you very
We
much.
appreciate y'all. Thank you.
One last comment. I know we had, was it last week, Ms. Carroll?
The 28th, when again?
We had, and you referenced this, we had a bunch of folks from the workforce coming in. And it's part of the Perkins reauthorization, it's the process, we gotta go through that. But I'll share this, I would implore you to take your time to look at this. And because I've shared it with a couple of people, they said, I didn't have a clue that y'all did all this. And that's the truth.
Yeah, we're small, but, you know, we do as much as we can, and we, between CDE and the partnerships we have with workforce and with the College of Central Florida, and we have more opportunities for students, and we just can't do it all. We never will be able to. And there's always room for improvement, which is what we're finding out as we go through this whole Perkins reauthorization, which we did a presentation on earlier this year.
Would you touch on what you're working on and see the key?
Cedar Key is an interesting place, and I was disappointed. I've tried for 2 years to get my aquaculture kids in here, but it just hasn't worked out. That's a new program for us, and already the state of Florida has dinged me and told me I don't have enough data to support offering that program. So we'll go through a local, which we can do, which is fine. We'll go through some local evaluations and get letters of support to emphasize that that is a need in Cedar Key. And it's legitimate. I don't think they realize that it's the senior class is only 14 kids, and the fact that we have 5 students in a program does seem somewhat ridiculous, right? But, I mean, you know, it's almost 40% of the population of the senior class. So, but we have an aquaculture program at Cedar Key that it's actually the first year of it being a real CTE program. We did run a pilot with it last year, had a tremendous amount of support from the community down there that has paid for their forklift certification, their boater safety certification, their OSHA certification. I mean, the community, the Clam Association is paying for that. And so, and then the other thing that has been brought up by stakeholders is that maybe we want to shift from a traditional business program, administrative office, to a hospitality and marketing program, because that is what is happening in Cedar Key. You know, tourism, the hotels or motels or whatever they're called, condos, and the restaurants are looking for people who are ready to come to work in those businesses. So we're meeting and talking about that and evaluating. We are evaluating all our programs. Like I said, the state is telling us these programs are not showing by data that they are producing people who are going to work, because we track these students after they leave high school. The state tracks them through their Social Security number to see, are they working, are they enrolled, or are they enlisted? So this year my slogan has been, what's your E? What's your E? Are you enrolled, are you enlisted, or are you employed? And so the state's tracking, and you know, we look at some of our programs and we don't have all of those things checked off. And so we have some work to do. Yeah, it's been fun, but it's going to be pretty labor intensive as we go through these next years. Perkins was reauthorized, and they're 5-year grants traditionally, and there's a lot of hoops to jump through for the first time. They are entitlements, which means we will get the money, but we just have to go through a process.
Thank you very much.
Thank you,
It's a
guys.
great program. Thank you. At this time, we'll take a 4-minute break. Call this meeting back to order. At this time, we'll ask Ms. Harris to come present the calendar.
Good evening, Board Superintendent and guests. And this isn't on the agenda, but I just want to say, as a former principal, and I know we have several in here, and teachers, how rewarding it is to see some of those were my kids. And I just have to say, there's nothing more rewarding than seeing what our students are doing and the careers that they're choosing and preparing for right now. So I just have to go ahead. Good evening. I'm excited to present our proposed calendar for 2020-21 for your approval this evening. Our calendar committee met on January 27th, and we had a representative from every school there. We had admin there, we had teachers, we had paras, some county office personnel, so it was a great mix. And I think we also had a record-setting time in 55 minutes. We had the calendar all approved. And that was a great reflection of Catherine Davis and her leadership. She just walked us through the whole process and did a beautiful job. But also there were so many positives about our current year's calendar that it made it very easy to roll into our new calendar. So this evening, we proposed 2 calendars, Calendar A and Calendar B, and I think you have a comparison sheet there for the 2. But after the vote, LCEA had a vote then the following Friday, and Calendar A won 343, Calendar B had 88. So that was their suggestion and our proposal to you. This calendar almost directly reflects what we had this past year, which they have loved. Are there any questions, comments?
I will say on the calendar, I happen to like calendar A for 2 reasons. It absolutely makes perfect sense when we start school and when we end school. as a parent. I think that was something I said last year. I don't like coming to school the first day on Wednesday and then taking Memorial Day off and then come back for 3 days, because why not just go ahead and end it on Memorial Day and start school on Monday? I think that's, the rest of it kind of matches up. I think it's a great calendar, and I appreciate the hard work you do.
That was a huge positive right there, being done by the evening.
Right, yes, I agree.
Any other questions?
I move we accept calendar A.
I have a motion by Mr. Ashwell,
It's an endorsement.
second by Ms. Quincy. Are there any other questions?
Just appreciate the hard work that goes in. It's not an easy task. It's kind of a thankless task, I think, on sometimes.
I see the time on the calendar's been a bust, and y'all worked hours and hours and hours, so I'm really impressed. Amazing, great collaboration, great
All
work.
right, it's moving along.
Well, we had a lot of teamwork.
Good. All those have a motion and a second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes for calendar A.
I have one question. I brought a question to our calendar committee. I asked them what they thought about a 2-year calendar. We talked about that for a few minutes, and I heard that at some HR meetings other districts are trying that. So we talked about that, and they said, go ahead and ask the board what they think about that. Our second calendar for the following year would reflect exactly what we proposed right here. And if there was any variation, like some unforeseen something, we could always bring that back and get it amended. But we just thought it might, since this was such an easy, I mean, everyone just so agreed on this, we just wondered what you thought.
I'd be receptive to hearing it.
And it would save time and meetings and groups getting together and everybody's really seemed to like it. I mean, starting
The reality of it is that you try to find some variation in choices and stuff like that, but the mandates of when you can start. And with certain mandates and different things we try to do, like, for example, that everybody wants to have 2 weeks off. And so trying to, once you fit in things, test the calendar, and you check some boxes, the reality is there's not a whole lot of variation out there. There's options too. And so it would be a good thing if we can endorse this concept. I guess you'd have to bring it back. And I don't know what we'd have to do on your side.
We would bring that back to LCEA for a vote and back to you folks. But we thought we would just try it, and of course we would honor Fair Week, we would honor the things that have been, we want to make sure everything fits. So, if you don't mind, I'll take a seat.
That sounds great. Thank you very much, and I'm glad it was a successful year. Thank you. Yes. Did everyone get a chance to read the minutes of the January 28th meeting? Are there any changes or corrections? I hear a motion to approve. So a motion and a second, any discussion? All those in favor? Any opposed? Motion for the January 28th minutes are approved. The consent agenda, I'll start on this one.
Just looking through, I hate to lose Coach Richardson from Williston Middle. I know it's been good. It was a little bit worrisome there, so I thought I would make it a thank you for losing his wife at the elementary school, so I was fired off a text about that. I think that worried me more because I asked the question, so whenever I saw this, but also good to see all of our people. B, number 1, Miss Julia. I'd love, whenever you come back, if you could just kind of give us an update. Good to see you and Miss Catherine being involved in the legislative process. Appreciate that. And so just appreciate your efforts there. And other than that, I always love to see the field trips and what our students are doing. So people in the middle of the student government, I know they work really, really hard, and field trip to St. Augustine, so that's always a nice one. Other than that, I'm good.
Yeah, Chris Cower's covered everything. I'm all taken care of. All my question, Brad. I would like to say I'm thrilled to death, not that she wasn't a great addition at Chief Middle High School. I'm glad to see Kelly Nutt coming back home. And I am the person who's homegrown tomatoes are the best. And I'd like to see her back. It's going to be great.
I'm gonna say the same about Coach Richardson, who was my son's football coach. He's not only a great teacher, but he's just a great person and a great guy out on the football field, leading the boys, so we're really gonna miss him. And Amy Shook at Yankeetown, I think Ms. Hurst would say that she's one of the best that they ever had here, so big loss for Yankeetown, we wish her the best.
I talked to Amy this week, and just a sidebar comment, how small world it is. I taught Coach Richardson, I talked to Richardson's brother, and I talked to Richardson's brother's wife. Ricky's the only one I have not talked to.
She probably the type of teacher.
She had a wife. But she had a wife.
Oh, really? Yeah. Yeah, we'll miss him at Williston for sure.
That's all, anything else? Okay. And I have had mine all answered, we've reviewed everything. Do I hear a motion for approval for consent agenda? Second. A motion and a second, any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes for the consent agenda.
Just fill you on some of the things. First off, just a big thank you for everybody, and especially to our foundation board and all the students, and Julia, your staff, for the gala. It was the wonderful night that it was. It was a wonderful time. I think the preliminary numbers that I saw, there's looking at like $25,000 profit. So that is a tremendous thing. You're looking at $5,500 cost. And so that's what that's about. So I appreciate everybody's hard work. I appreciate their generosity and the support of our students, so in our schools. So that was a good thing. Second, bringing up student government, Mr. Keller. I've had some conversation. I went and spent a day over at Williston this week talking to their student government. And if you remember, we used to have back a few years back the Levy Association of Student Council, excuse me. LASC. So I'm in the process of talking to the various student government organizations, and I haven't made it to some others yet, but I'm just going to go ahead and tell you. We're trying to resurrect that, because I know that personally I appreciate listening to the students and getting their input on what they'd like to do and how they'd like to improve our schools. And so we're looking at bringing that back together, and I would look forward, I would highly anticipate that you're going to be hearing some more about that from them in the near future.
Has anybody been on the board since they did that? Do you want to?
Yeah, that was cool. Yeah. And so I've been looking, Ms. Jones, that's another one of her hats that she wears. It's not on her name badge, but it's another one of her hats, and that's another one of her passions. And so I've been working with her on that, but I've talked with, and I'm very excited about the conversations I had this week with our kids in Williston. So, now, last but not least, this is, you have a handout, I put them here, and there's copies out there for y'all. This is something that Ms. Hires brought back with her from the conference that she went to. And it has a lot of stuff in here, but you probably see the different legislative agendas. One of the things that I like to see in here is it has a historical analysis of how many bills are filed each year and how many actually passed. That you can see what some of the legislative priorities are for different issues that are out there in the state. And then if you look at what I really like is that you look at the first two legislative topics on here for the education side. Number one is early childhood education. And one of the first things that I did talk to you about investing in our future, and brought to you about doing all day BPK. And that is something that you as a board support. And I think in just a year or so, those BPKers that we started with are going to be hitting third grade. And so hats off to you and your support and for the early childhood education. Not every school district does that. And that's just something that's not measured everywhere you go. But you can see that on the indicators. I saw some data the other day with the Early Learning Coalition. And and that districts that are, or counties that are starting to score higher, Levy County is one of the higher scoring districts in the state of Florida in early childhood education. So, in that kindergarten area. So we're doing a good job. The second thing here is the school climate. We work real hard. This goes, Dr. Hall, I know this is one of our passions, into making sure that, we train our kids and the different things that we do, and giving our kids the skills to go out there and be successful, and having that safe school climate. So just want to point those two things out.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We'll continue with board comments, and I'll start with Ashley again.
Well, Yankeetown has a fence. Thank you, Breezy, and your staff. I know it's been hard to get all the schools finished.
It's been a long time coming.
Yeah, I know they're excited down there, so that's big news, that's our big news. And also, which is a big deal for Yankeetown, they don't usually show their animals outside of Levy County, and several students will be going around the state showing different animals, so,
It's great.
yeah. And they had a small and tall ball, which is usually a daddy-daughter dance in other communities, but small and tall is more appropriate for Yankeetown. Not everybody has a dad. A lot of children down here don't. So the small and tall ball benefits the safety patrol trip every year, so that was very successful in Yankeetown. So doing good things, seeing that they're moving and shaking.
Yes, they are.
So,
Cameron?
Yes, ma'am. With National FFA Week every year, the Bronson FFA alumni puts on its annual FFA Food Fest. And I have invitations for all y'all at my office. I forgot them in the rush. That will be Friday, February the 21st. Starts about 5:30 p.m. And lasts until the last cake is sold, the last Friday night. And barbecue pork. It's good food, good time had by all. There will be musical entertainment. It's the FFA alumni's biggest fundraiser of the year, and all the money raised goes to scholarships for Bronson FFA students who are seeking higher education, not just in college, but also in career technical education areas. So I want to invite all of you out. There's always a cake auction. There are some fantastic cakes made by students as well as adults who volunteer their time. So I want to be sure and invite you to that. As long as we're on FFA things, and since he's not here, I'll pick up his slack because I know he'd want to announce this. The Williston FFA livestock judging team has qualified for state, slightly behind the Bronson FFA chapter that is also qualified for state. We got, I can't remember their names, but there are a couple of kids that both from Williston and Bronson that finished in the top 10 high individuals, and we're proud of both schools. And I bring that up to bring to a point. Here's the thing. Here's why I love FFA. Everybody talks about, oh man, all the career opportunities and all these things. Yes, that's great, but here's what I love about it. Teams from Williston, Bronson, schools with 1,200, 1,300 kids and 600, 700 kids compete against schools with 5,000 kids. Play basketball. You got 5A, you got 4A, you got 2A, you got all those divisions. There's none of those divisions in FFA. If you stop and think about that, that makes it even more impressive when a kid, I'll give it a kid from Williston wins a state title. That's impressive because they had to beat out kids from much bigger schools, from much more affluent areas. And everywhere I go, I tell this to people. Pull into a town, you'll see that sign, home of the state champion so-and-sos. When you pull in Levy County, you know how many state championships Levy County has? At one time, the rest of the state of Florida hated Levy County and FFA because we were the ones winning all the state titles, and we continue to do it. We continue to do it, and it is amazing. And we should have parades for our kids that win titles through FFA, through FBLA, host. None of those separate by size of school. You come from one of these little schools and win those state titles, that's something that you have. We've had national title winners from Levy County in those organizations. That is amazing. So that's why I always like to bring attention to the FFA. I like to bring attention to these CTE programs. 30 years from now, because there will be a kid like me 30 years from now, a little bit more than 30 years out of school. And I may not use the things I learned sitting in biology class every day. And I may not use the things that I sat taking PE every day. You can look at me and tell I don't do PE every day. And I may not use geometry every single day. But every single day, I use the skills I learned in an ag class. And I am not in the agricultural industry at all. I play with numbers all day. But the skills I learned through the FFA and through CTE programs, vocational programs, I use every single day. And I view that with every child. And I believe somewhere right now there's a kid who's a junior or senior in high school that's in one of these CTE programs that 30 years from now he'll get back up. You know, I may not use that geometry every day. I may not use that science every day, but I'm using that vocational stuff every single day. That's all.
Great. Thank you very much. Chris?
Set it all.
He
I mean,
said it
That's
all.
good, Thunder. I hope
Set it
I
all.
Never, never.
did. No, I really want to steal the page for it.
To piggyback off Mr. Edison, you know, the gala, and it was one of those, that's our big fundraiser. And there's a lot of hard work. And we're very, very fortunate to have somebody like Andy Whitehurst running our foundation as our executive director. And then to have people who volunteer their time, like Angie Phillips, that was our gala chair. And I thought she was going to drive me crazy about dressing up and all that, so I wasn't exactly excited as Mr. Edison. He did a much better job. I was a little bit more low-key. I just wore a hat, so that kind of was my... And Mr. Asbell here, so...
I want him on record right now. I didn't kill that kid's phone.
You did not murder.
I did not murder the phone. I was framed.
You know, the Stars Gala, we get to honor our District Teacher of the Year, Dr. Thornton from Watsonville High School. Our school-related person is Cynthia Macon, so, and then our Volunteer of the Year is Tammy Boyle. And when you go through and, you know, the Teacher of the Year and the school-related, that's done here through the district. But the foundation votes on the Volunteer of the Year. And the amount of volunteer hours that we have people that give their time in their communities is really staggering, and it's amazing. And that's the reason why our kids are successful, because you know there's a lot of times. I mean, Ms. Boyle goes to work every Thursday, I think it is, there at Chiefland Middle, and you know you've got people over in Williston, Teresa Hardy that goes in and does things, and there's somebody like that in each community. Just very, very thankful for that, and thankful for people that not only give of their time, but they give out of their wallet. For us to go and raise net $25,000 like that, to go to help with scholarships, to go help with teacher grants, and things like that, that's why I'm thankful where I am. Just appreciate that.
Mr. Calvin, you might set you up. I know the foundation grants help kids that are on the pathway to go into teaching. Do you know who that is?
I do not know the total numbers, but I do know we started, referring to the program, we started piloting in Williston and Cedar Key. So we have, I believe we have 4 students right now. We piloted a program in the Williston schools, in the elementary, and in Cedar Key. And I'm very fortunate, my daughter is one. The one's 5, 6. So, okay, 6 students, so there we go. Yeah, so we have 2 in Cedar Key. Sandra Stanley is a senior, and Grace, my daughter, is a senior. Both of them go into 4th and 5th grade and work every single day, either 1 hour or 2 hours a day with those kids, just trying to continue to help and be kind of a mentoring and also kind of just a kind of a study helper in those classrooms. Williston, I believe it's Williston or George Bullock, I'm not sure. Both. So they're both over
2.5
there.
at one and 2 at the other.
But just another program, and this was good. I had no part of, she interviewed, so I wasn't a part of any of that. I want to make sure that I had my hands off that, so there was no priority. So I'm proud of her to go through the interview process, and that
that's her first job, so I've got 2 that are employed, so it's a wonderful feeling. So,
Before I forget, in my time, and I'm sorry to interrupt you, on the gate, I had a blast. It was anybody was there, I'm sure everybody had a good time. Hey, can I ask you some questions? Where was the gala held this year?
the gala was held at Bronson Middle High School in the cafeteria.
And Annie Whitehurst is your foundation?
She is.
Where'd she graduate from?
If my memory serves me correct, Mr. Asbell, she's a Bronson Eagle.
And I saw you around there, weren't you? What were you?
I'm a Bronson Eagle also, yes, sir.
And then Angie Phillips, who did such a, where's she from?
She's a Bronson Eagle also.
And the murderer in the mystery, where's he from?
That's you, and so, it's you, and you're from Bronson.
Bronson just covers it all, don't it?
Can't run long, Mr. Calvin.
And as I said, we had our alumni of the year, and we had 2.
And where are they from?
They're both Bronson. So,
Because we were in Bronson,
we
Mr. Asbell.
we took it upon this year that we made sure our alumnus of the year this year was Bill Schostler and his sister Linda Durrance. And Ms. Durrance served this district very, very well for a number of years as a teacher, a principal, a coordinator at Bronson Elementary. And you know, and one of the things that stuck out with me with her was somebody told me how driven she was and how she held people, not only herself to a high standard, but she wanted other people to hold themselves to a high standard. And she wouldn't ask anybody to do anything she wasn't willing to do. And I think,
Or that she did.
So I think that's one of the unique things that's what leadership's about. So appreciate that. Appreciate y'all, us being sponsors. And I think maybe some people got some fast and silent auctions. So that's the bad thing about
the trip that they went. Where were the people from that won that?
So Mr. Jason Hunt, so who won that, so he's from Bronson Eagle. So I do have a request, so that next year, that if I'm doing alumnus of the year, that we have a little bit of time, because I could get back to the silent auction, and I got outbid on a few things, so, but that's all right. So next time I'll have a better plan. I have some partners in crime. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you very much. And I'll just piggyback a little bit, one more great comment about the gala. It was absolutely wonderful, well attended. Everything was excellent, good conversation. We even had some positive conversation from some of our Tallahassee people on some positive comments about our school, our new school. So we're thrilled about that, and everything was great. With the FFA Week 2, Chiefland High School, Middle High School is holding a cake auction Friday, February the 14th at the Ag Building. And I think it's 6 o'clock, is that correct?
I think it's 5:30 to start the chili.
Chili cook-off and the cake auction,
So
so.
you want to take your significant other out for a date night.
I'll take the chili and the cake.
It's better to go out local on that night rather than find a restaurant, so.
I think that's more of a married guy type thing, so that's probably.
That's right. And then also, Chiefland Middle High School softball girls are doing a fundraiser with the Levy County Sheriff's Department, and they're doing on March the 14th a concealed weapon class and for a fundraiser for the girls. So if you're interested in that, they have information about that too. And then on another side note, Friday morning at 10:45, Senator Rick Scott will be stopping by Chiefland and visiting, and he will be visiting at the gathering table in Chiefland. If anybody would like, a little word or comment or speak or anything.
Breakfast.
You're welcome. What?
Breakfast.
All right, yeah, come eat before he gets there or stay after lunch. But he is stopping by for a little meet and greet, and he will be there Friday. So if anyone's interested, please stop by. And that's all I have. Mr. Glenn, would you like to share anything with us?
No additions to that.
Okay, all right. Thank you. If there are no other comments, meeting adjourned.